In this video we do two things that has to do a lot with central cooling or central heating. One is I'm further decommissioning an old 1960s mainframe telecom system coolant lines that circulated brine from the top of this Bell telephone building to all the computers that were inside of it, and they had cooling towers and stuff. Well, they ripped out the lines in the rooms that were populated, but they didn't rip out the lines in these rooms, and I'm trying to get these rooms so we can walk through them without hitting your head on pipes. So we open up the lines and see the weird liquids that come out and stuff like that. But then I also get to restore an older furnace. And it's a water heater for a hot water circulation system with radiators and such. So I've been kind of doing a lot of, one side of this week was repairing a central heating system that uses pipes, and then the other is fixing a central cooling system that used to cool down some computer they had in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And time to take out this line with the good old sewer can.
Ew. It really pays to find random wrenches in the trash. I wish I had my old railroad wrenches that I have back in Illinois. Ew. I was wondering how am I going to drain this line, but then I just saw, look at that. Looks like that's, yeah, that's another one there. In a panic, I realized one of these 5-gallon buckets is the one I had actually drilled a hole in because I used it for gardening. I'm an idiot. Random wires. Not the kind that are electrical though. These seem like structural wires. Must have been something hung there. Oh, no, 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 no. That is high power. Ooh, there's a really weird smell to it. That has like a... That has almost like a scented smell to it. That's obviously something. Some type of salt or I don't know. That one's pretty well seized and it's hard to do by hand. I mean, I guess I could do it really fast with that, but I don't have big enough hose. I cleared out that, and I guess I can just undo this. Ugh. Man, it was all that cable. Let's see how much that is. So this is the cable. It goes exactly to the 3rd floor. That's definitely the drain or vent pipe. Interesting. It's an entire parallel system. And it wires off somewhere. Now this top floor is less reinforced than the lower floors. This was where the old telephone operators used to be. And then for a few decades it was office space. And now it's this because there's no lift, so it's difficult to get up here. And I'm hoping I might be able to use this as a workshop someday. Not so much whenever I'm doing heavy things and machining and things like that, but for little tiny lab work things, that'd be kind of cool. Only problem is I'd have to lug everything up the steps. I find it so fascinating that cold air is coming out. So it has to be open somewhere.
Okay, we're at my mom's house replacing the coupler for her Bell and Gossett water pump for her furnace. So here's the new part that we've got to put in. And the furnace is in here. Nice, cozy, and tight.
So here's the failure mode of the other coupler. Here's it on the motor.
Yep, here we go.
And you can see this has probably been on there for 40 years. Oh hey, actually it's pretty loose, so that'll be easy to take off. It's actually worn this so much that the springs were wearing through the casting, but the springs ended up failing first. The springs just fell apart, and then the whole thing shattered around and got all bent up. But you can see, you might want to zoom in on that to focus on it, that it's actually worn through the sides. So this was definitely something that just needs to be replaced. The rest of the system is probably good for another at least 5 or so years. I see there's a little bit of leaking on the base, but I don't see why this can't be restored. Could you give me this and then grab the Allen key? Okay, so I'm doing it with my nose.
I'm just protecting my hair.
Okay. Yeah, because
It's so hard to get crap out.
Yeah, it is. Let's see, how hard is this? Oh wow, look at that. That's just
so loose in there.
easy peasy. That's not easy peasy though. Okay, well, here's the other part of what the pump hooks to, and that's the other half of the coupler. These springs just came out. You see, when you undo these, from what I understand, you're not supposed to just be able to have the motor fall off. Those springs are supposed to hold it on. But whenever I did that, the bits of springs just, I mean, even there's a little bit of a spring right there. Yeah, this was making quite a racket. It was not working anymore. It's just, oh, by the way, this burn on my chin is just from a pizza bowl. Yeah. It'd be nice to, yeah, look at that. This definitely, oh, it's this that's leaking. I'm thinking probably in spring we're going to open this up. Yeah, and we're going to have to make something to like replace that water that's dripping, because that's corroded through that. That's no good. But I think sometime in spring we're going to take this and do a full restoration. Yeah, so look how, if the springs didn't fail, it was actually going to wear through. And this is kind of messy, but it's like an oil-water mix. It looks like it's keeping it from getting rusted. So probably in spring when we take this thing apart.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, but how to get the other one off. I'm trying not to bend down too much because my knee is killing me from like down that. Oh. Okay. Oh wow, these were like barely on there.
Wow.
Look how easy that came off.
Yeah, that shouldn't be.
Oh, and this was actually a replacement from China. Look at that.
Huh.
So this is probably the same thing. You can keep recording. You want to?
Yeah, let me grab our Chinesium special here.
Yeah. Okay. And if you do me a favor and grab the Loctite.
Yep.
The removable kind. Since these were so loose, I'll hold the tube, you take the thing off.
Sure.
It's so hard to do that whenever somebody else is holding the other thing you're twisting it against, isn't it?
Yeah. I almost kind of had it with the one hand. I was trying to do the Renault one hand.
Is that a thing?
Might be.
Okay. Is my headlight making it where you can't film me, or?
No, I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
Oh. Right. I always forget that.
Pocket knife. I went with the removable kind. Okay. Gonna do the same to this one. Because obviously, I was expecting a challenge with this, but these, well, your mom's plumber that did this, he must have just threw it on and not.
I don't even know if I don't think he's the guy that.
Well, whoever did this last, because look at this was maybe replaced 20 years ago or something.
Oh God,
like
yeah. I don't remember who could have been at that point.
What's nice is it looks like you can't really mess it up too much, because if you flip it around, it goes the opposite way.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, are you kidding me? It's not the right size hole.
No.
I might have to drill it. Yeah, they didn't make it the right size hole. Look at that.
Oh my God, are you serious? You waited for this part too.
Yeah, it's metric, it looks like. So, yeah, this hole is bigger. And my drill press isn't working, so.
Great.
Okay, well, let's go back to the workshop. And... he's not liking that.
It was the right ordered part and everything. Like, are you serious?
All right, because my drill press motor starter capacitor is still bad, so I'm trying to scrounge one off of this because the 1940s starter capacitor finally died and leaked out. So I got this off. It's actually in a cardboard housing, so I can actually replace that later on. And it desoldered because this is really a pain to get to because there was that cap that I'll find. Oh, right here. These wires are just as long as the cap, so I had to solder it inside the cap. I'm just going to take this other one and hook it up to it, and it should be good enough. I'm not going to try to fit this into any housing because I'm certain that this one will be dying or already dead as well. Okay, that actually worked really well. I'm gonna see if I can preserve. Okay, it's still a little hot. I think this is the original. It's the original capacitor. And I know my friend Thermionic Man would like me to probably keep that preserved, so that might be the flux, but I don't know. Either way, that should be pretty easy to replace. So this, the new one, is exactly 12 millimeters, and the old one is exactly half of an inch. So obviously I'm going to use this drill bit because it fits in as snug as a piston in a cylinder, and it's interesting that, and Theis was saying that everything on the internet seems to point to that other size.
Yeah, it keeps directing us to this one, which is clearly not right.
What size does it say that is?
It's funny. It says it's a ½ inch online.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a ½
No,
inch.
it's 12 millimeters.
Yep, it says it's a ½ inch. It's not a ½ inch, and that's what pisses me off about it because it's like it's not.
Because isn't an inch like 20? You know what? Stop recording. Okay, so let's see. 12 millimeters, like 15 30-seconds, 31 64ths, something like that. Obviously they were using a metric drill bit for it, and ½ inch is 12.17. Sorry, 12.7, which is way off because it's actually almost a hair smaller than 12 millimeters. So for the first time in many years, I finally have my XY vise connected to my drill press. This is something I never even really did back in Illinois. It helps that I found this in the trash though. And helps that I actually have a workshop now. Okay, so everything's really tight. So I see when I go down,
Mm-hmm.
it must make contact here, and when I go further, it goes off to the left. So the cone on the front of the drill bit. And there, when I go down, the drill bit doesn't want to seek anywhere. So I presume that's probably the best way to do that. With the limited means that I have. I guess being a machinist is like doing 90% setup and then making a cut.
Yeah.
I bet that might be something that my viewers would be like, yep.
Yeah, but that's pretty hot. You know the reason why I chose this one too?
Wow.
I didn't mention it, but I saw that it had these protectors on the springs.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I noticed that the Bell and Gossett ones don't, even though I like genuine parts, but I was wondering if it would just fail again. So...
Yeah. And the one that we took off, it has these little protectors on it too.
Yeah, see, apparently they don't make them with the protectors anymore, from my search.
Well, it seems pretty straight relative to what it came as. So,
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully it is a coupler, so I presume it should be able to handle a bit of slop. And that's just engine oil that I'm putting on there.
Hey, whatever works, right?
When I find it in an old building, I
Yeah.
was like, well, that's what I'll use for this kind of stuff.
Yep.
If I find a big metal plate, I'll probably weld bolts to it so I can bolt this to this. Okay. Since I feel like I'm not running at my maximum today, a little bit tired, and I don't feel like doing this, and also I feel like I'm a little bit out of my element, I put the other one on before I took this one off, just so I can not get it mixed up if there's some rhyme or reason that doesn't really make sense. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take carburetor cleaner and wash this off with carb cleaner. I figured that'd probably be the most agreeable solution for this. So there we have that with the newly drilled coupling.
It's actually a 1/2 inch now?
Yeah, it's actually a 1/2 inch. And I do have carb cleaner, never opened. Wow, it is hot out here.
Oof. It's 60 degrees, I think.
Yeah, 60 something.
Yeah.
For New Year's, it's a little bit,
It's very toasty.
yeah.
This is why there's been all over the place.
That should be good. So we just realized the label to the furnace, well, the water heater is right here. So we're trying to figure out what it was, and you know, Thais being the ever good internet Columbo, she just searched for like 5 minutes and found it.
Actually, I cheated because I looked in here.
Oh. Oh, I see. You're right.
Now, what I did search,
Well, then you're just on par with me then.
but what I did search the internet for is to see if they still make them like kind of like this.
Yeah.
Because I was curious.
So, because we've done all that shenanigans, I'm going to put more Loctite on. Just enough to fill the threads. Because even that'll make a big mess. On the way here, we were joking about, like, because there was a Reddit post at Costco or something like that where there was a picture of, like, a pallet of, like, 10,000 condoms. Like, who the hell needs that many? Well, imagine if you had a pallet of, like, 10,000 tubes of Loctite. You just have to sell it. Like, you couldn't use that much Loctite. At least I wouldn't. I'll probably use 100 tubes in my entire life.
Nice machining job, by the way.
Okay, and then...
Here's where it's going to suck.
Actually, it won't.
No?
No,
Okay.
it's not going to. I guess the part that will suck is that I have to put it in the spot where I'm at now.
That's what I mean. Because there's just no space.
When I was here before, I was in my good outside clothes, so I didn't want to... Oops, sorry. So I didn't want to get messy, but now it's easier. My HVAC friend said this comes with like a little clamp thing to help you put it on. It don't. Not the cheap ones.
Is that the guy with the horn?
Yeah. He has an illegal horn, but then he's also like, all these people with tinted windows. It's like, well, pick one, dude.
Yeah, it's like you're in the same vein. I used to have window tint.
Yeah. It's a very 2000s thing, I feel.
Oh yeah, I got it back in like 2007.
Well, there you go. Well, heck, I guess what this means is if it goes on where it has, where the set screw can go in enough, well, then that means it's, it means it's good. Well, I can see that we have it to where it's chasing the thing around. It looks good. This oily stuff, it's like steam engine oil, where it's all mixed with water and oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometime around May or June, we're gonna come down here. We're gonna take this thing apart. Gonna drain the system probably.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take this pump. I'm gonna fully open it up. See if the brushes need replaced. Everything. Although it's probably an induction motor. Well, honestly, I'd say that's on there good enough.
All right.
Then we're gonna replace that leaking valve, clean up all the rust. I think I just turned it on, huh?
Yeah.
It's working great. Look at that.
Beautiful.
I think that probably should be up somewhere.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
Oh, you know what? That goes back there. We'll leave this for now. We're gonna come through in summer or spring. And
Yeah, once it stays warm, we can.
Winter is not the time to be
No.
fucking with your boiler.
No.
Oh my god.
I know. I used to fuss with this door when I was younger. One time I was just like, screw it.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Okie dokie, and I can hear it going.
Yeah, it sounds good. Let me see if I can. That's how it normally sounds. Good
Okey
job,
dokey.
boss.
Thank you so much. I think it's so cute. The guys that are in charge of the town, like building inspection, they start calling me boss. It's like it's kind of funny. You're like, oh. Hope you guys enjoy this video. And that was 2 different projects of. I've been doing a lot of central infrastructure, like building infrastructure videos lately. And yeah.